Have you kept seeing things like AI agent this, AI agent that? Well, me too. So I was scrolling on YouTube the other day and I saw a bunch of videos, and as I scroll down, I just keep seeing agent this, AI agent that. So I decided to attempt to build my own AI agent. So how I first came across this, like I said, I was on YouTube looking around, and then I stumbled across some AI agents that were built with like this UI and all these different things. And then I was like, let me see if I can do this with Python. So I stumbled across a video and he kind of went through how you can do it with Python. So I just kind of wanted to share with you guys kind of what I whipped up in a quick little hour-ish. I haven't done anything specifically with this type of, integrating AI for like an AI agent situation, but this is just a small use case of how I guess you can integrate these things like OpenAI and all these different other large language models in order to kind of complement your app already, or to actually build an app from these APIs or these large language models. So I'm gonna go over to the code, show you this small but powerful example, and then you can kind of just see how you can use these things as well to implement into your app or make an app completely AI based. Or I just did this purely for fun and I thought it would be cool to do because that's all that I see on YouTube is AI agent this, AI agent that, and a whole bunch of AI agents. So I said, yeah, well, let me just attempt to see what this could be. So let's hop in. All right, so what we got here. All right, so first I'm gonna start with kind of have my imports here. First thing you'll need to do, essentially go to OpenAI, create an account, and get an API key. That's what I did, at least for this one, because I did do it in Python. There's a bunch of different ways to kind of make these AI agents or an AI agent of some sort. Mine is a very simple example. So I just went to OpenAI and went to their documentation and got my OpenAI API key. So you'll need that. So I have my project here. I'm just importing a couple things. OpenAI Fast API is what I'm using for my API, and then Pydantic for data modeling essentially. And then I have Force Middleware, which just allows your API to kind of receive different, basically I'm just setting mine to receive all, anything that hits my API, I'll accept it essentially. And then I have load.net, which is just loading in my API key. All right, I'm gonna show you my API key. But basically, it's really simple. This is really simple. This is not anything complex or anything like that. It's kind of just, I was exploring and I thought it was pretty cool, and the capabilities of what could be done with this. There's other ways to do it, like, downloading the LLM on your actual local machine and doing stuff with it there. Me, I kind of just wanted to see what was there. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm just creating a prompt data model, essentially. I'm using Pydantic base model. And then I just have this, which I actually pulled pretty much straight from OpenAI. It kind of gives you the documentation. You'll have to go to the documentation for OpenAI. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so it kind of gives you some steps to kind of walk through and how you can essentially use their stuff. So it's pretty cool. I basically pulled this off the API documentation or the OpenAI documentation. And essentially what this is doing here is you're creating your response, what model you want to use. So I use GPT-4o, I guess that's what it is. You can use GPT, I don't know what else is on there, 3 mini, or there's these other different options that you can use, but essentially I'm just using the GPT-4. And then you kind of give it like its content. So you give the role, system, content, your helpful assistant. You're basically telling the model what it's doing. And then right here, I just have as a user, whatever user input is put in, you essentially want the model to be a helpful assistant to whatever the user puts in. All right. And then you're going to return essentially that response. All right. And then I set up an API endpoint with a fast API here, just something quick. And then I generate a response and then I return that response. So like I said, it's nothing fancy. It's nothing, crazy, but it was cool to kind of go through this and kind of see what the capabilities could be. So maybe I will implement this into, there's a little app I want to do revolving around stocks in the stock market. So maybe I kind of have like a little AI agent panel to kind of, when I ask it questions as far as like the stock market or something like that, it will help me answer those questions, and then I can look at stocks over here. Maybe that's just something I'm throwing out there. I don't know if I'll actually do it, but so I'm going to show you how it works now. So let's go here. Basically, this is the simplest UI ever. I just whip something up with, I think it was Material UI. That's the only thing I did. And then basically from here, right? So this is my local host. This is the front end app. And then I can just say, who is the 20th president? I mean, you'll have to spell it right, but then you just hit ask, and then it's thinking. This will hit the endpoint, and then it'll say 20th president of the United States was James A. Garfield. He served from March 4th, 1881 until his assassination later that year on September 19th, 1881. So, and then you can kind of just iterate through this and ask it different questions. How many days are in a year? Obviously, like I said, this is a very small use case, but it does show the power of being able to incorporate these LLMs into your own apps and being able to see what exactly they can do and how they can kind of enhance whatever app you're building. You might just want to implement this as something, like I said, on the side for your users to kind of be able to ask questions in reference to certain things while they're on your site, so they don't go off your site and have to go here and go there and jump around. You can kind of have it implemented into your site or whatever you're doing there. But this was just a quick video to kind of show what an AI agent can actually be. I'm sure there's a bunch of other videos that teach you how to do more complex things, but this is just a small one to show you kind of, at least in the Python specific way. I know there's not a lot of UI tools and other things you can use out there to do the same thing, but kind of if you're a developer and you want more customization and how you want to bring this in and things like that, then you might want to go the Python way. And this was kind of just a small example of the power that this type of stuff can have. But until next time, love, peace, and chicken grease. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, and I'm out.